Howdy, I'm Kurt Williams, and these are today's new comics. Starting off with something I'm really excited about, we got issue 1 of Spider-Punk Arms Race by Cody Ziglar, Justin Mason, and Morry Hollowell. I met Cody Ziglar at a convention last year, and he's a pretty swell guy. I really like this Takashi Okazaki cover. Look at all the detail he's put into this. It looks like something directly out of the Miles Morales Into the Spider-Verse movies. We've got all these details and the treads on the boots, and then the guitar has all these details on it, like the tape and the cracks and the guitar strings. It's just really well done. There's a lot of love in this cover. Next is issue 3 of Avengers Twilight by Chip Zdarsky and Daniel Acuña. This is one of the very rare occasions when there was an Alex Ross cover available and I chose to get something else instead, because I think that this Acuña cover better represents the series. I've been loving this series. I made a video on the first issue. It's really great stuff. It's like The Dark Knight Returns for Captain America. I love it. Next is issue 4 of Rare Flavors, another great series by Ram V and Filipe Andrade. Admittedly, I haven't had the time to read issue 3 yet, but this series is great. The first 2 issues were phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to finally catching up on this great series. Then we've got a bunch of X-Men stuff, starting with part 4 of the Sabretooth War. That's Wolverine issue 44 by Benjamin Percy and Victor LaValle and Corey Smith and Oren Jr. and Alex Sinclair. They've got quite the team on this title, but that makes sense because they're trying to get a new issue out every 2 weeks, and that's a lot of issues. Like I said a couple weeks ago, some people aren't loving the Sabretooth War because of some plot holes or whatever, but I think it's a lot of good fun. It's very graphic. It's a nice return to good Wolverine, classic Wolverine stories that I'm used to. Then we've got issue 2 of Dead X-Men by Steve Fox, with Peter Nguyen, Bernard Chang, and Guillermo Sana on the art duties. If I remember right, they have a different artist for every alternate timeline they go into, and it looks like they're furthering that idea by bringing on even more new artists for the series. I was pleasantly surprised by issue 1 of this series. I thought it was gonna suck just like most of the rest of the X-Men titles, but it's a good step in the right direction. Next, we got issue 2 of Resurrection of Magneto by Al Ewing and Luciano Vecchio. This series was a little bit more of a disappointment, at least issue 1 was. I love Al Ewing, so maybe my expectations are higher than they are for Steve Fox, but I'm just not feeling a great sense of purpose with this title so far. Maybe it'll get better, we'll see. Next, we got issue 2 of Cable by Fabian Nicieza, Scott Eaton, and Lan Medina. Issue 1 of this series was not my favorite thing ever, but also not terrible. It was definitely a little bit better than most X-Men stuff has been. It looks like we've got the Grey Gargoyle in this issue, and that's an interesting mashup. I'm excited to see how Cable interacts with him. And then the last X-book of the week is Invincible Iron Man issue 15 by Gary Dugan and Kreese Lee. I couldn't possibly care any less about this series. I am only collecting it because it's a tie-in to the Fall of X. It's just, really boring. Then I've got something cool, issue 3 of Canary by Scott Snyder and Dan Panosian. This is a dark, western creature thriller comic. It's really thick. You pay $5 and it's gotta be at least 64 pages. Is it my favorite work from either of the creators? No, not really, but it's pretty solid stuff anyway. Then I've got issue 1 of What If Venom by Jeremy Holt and Jesus Hervas. And honestly, I wasn't all that excited about this issue because What If comics lately have been kinda lame, and I generally don't like Venom anyway. But then I just now realized it's written by Jeremy Holt, and I like Jeremy Holt quite a bit. So maybe this won't be so bad after all. Up next, we got issue 8 of World Tree by James Tynion IV and Fernando Blanco. This is another series that I've been getting kind of behind in. I haven't read the last 2 issues that came out before this one, but it was one of my runner-ups for Best New Comics of 2023, so it's really good stuff. It's a fresh idea. Tynion, as always, is writing really well. If you're into creepy stuff, I recommend picking this up. Next, I've got issue 9 of Phantom Road by Jeff Lemire and Gabriel H. Walta. I much prefer it when Lemire just writes and lets the artists do their thing, and I have been really enjoying Walta's work on this title. I don't think I've read anything else by him, but this title is really blowing me away for what he can do. The art is like if you mixed Howard Chaykin with a little bit of Mike Mignola. It's like angled and dramatic and simple. It's good stuff. You should read it. Then I got issue 7 of The Immortal Thor by Al Ewing and Martin Cóccolo. Just look at that gorgeous Alex Ross cover. Look at those dazzling colors, and we got all the details down here. I swear nobody out there is working as hard as Alex Ross to make beautiful covers. Just try and prove me wrong. I think that overall this is a really well-rounded, high-quality Thor series. Al Ewing is doing a great job on story, keeping it classic but also fresh. And Cóccolo's art has that classic, powerful, almost Olivier Coipel kind of feeling to it. It feels like you're reading real mythology, and it's really exciting and well done. And then the last issue that I bought today was issue 3 of Duke by Joshua Williamson and Tom Reilly. I'll be honest, I haven't even read issues 1 and 2 yet. I'm so behind in my to-read pile. I'm just gonna keep collecting it until I get the chance to read it, and if I find find out I hate it, guess it sucks for me. And I know there was plenty of other cool stuff that came out this week. A lot of titles that I think look good. I didn't have the chance to start collecting with issue 1, so I'm just waiting for the trade or something. If I missed anything really good that's worth picking up the next issue of, let me know and I'll try to get it next time. And now that my tribute concert is a thing of the past, I will hopefully have more time to review comics this week, but I am trying to do a cross-country move, so we'll see. In the meantime, if you read any of these issues, what do you think?